Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching Grand Blue Episode 4. So, last episode, man, I should really write these names down. Okay, one second. Come on. Okay, let's just go here then. Okay. So, last episode, okay, what is the guy's name? Anyway, Iori was finally getting some diving experience. They took him. I mean, in episode 2, they had put him in a pool to kind of get used to the water, since he's, he can't swim, so he doesn't really like going in the water. But this time they actually had him in the ocean, with his scuba gear on, and they had him go down with his breathing, I don't know what it's called, the breathing tube or apparatus or whatever, in his mouth and his goggles on, and had him go underwater. First few times he did horribly. He wasn't actually breathing and couldn't hold his breath for that long. After he got a talk about certain things, and I think talked with Chisa, he went back, tried it again, and actually got under the water and was able to see what it was like. Was breathing through his tank and everything. Was super excited, really enjoyed it. So they celebrated, had drinks and food and everything. And then then they all pass out, and he wakes up and sees this girl next to him named Azusa. She is from a different school, but I think it's intercollegiate club, so people from other schools can join in and go on diving trips with everybody. This is actually the friend that his other cousin, the one in episode 2 that wanted him to unpack all of his boxes and fix up his room and everything. She was calling her to get advice, because he wasn't actually fixing up his room. He had the other guys do it, and the first time they just had porn everywhere, pictures of girls on the wall, magazines, and she walked in and had to go call her friend to find out what to do. And basically she's just told, guys his age are like that. And then the next time she walks in, or maybe even just listens, they're kind of watching a gay porn, because a couple of the guys were kind of curious. And she had to go and make a call again to find out what to do. He kept trying to tell them that it was a misunderstanding, but they wouldn't listen. Anyway, he figures out after a short time talking with her that she was the friend that his cousin, is it Nanaka? Yeah, Nanaka. Friends with her. And apparently she's bi, because she brought up that she doesn't mind either. Um, but he's still trying to explain, look, that was a huge misunderstanding. Anyway, they were, him and Kohei, I think is his name. Yeah, Kohei. Were basically volunteered to participate in this, like, pageant. Kind of like a beauty pageant, but for guys. Kohei was the one who was going into the actual pageant, and Yori was going into, like, the joke part of the pageant. But basically they needed them to win so that they could get money for the club. And they basically said that they had to do it because there was no way Chisa would do it. If she did go, they were pretty positive she would win, but they know she's not going to. But they get the two guys. Is it Shinji and Ryujiro? Convinces them to allow the both of them to convince Chisa to join the pageant so that they don't have to. So their plan was to get her drunk and then get her to agree to do it. But they couldn't do it. Not that they decided they didn't want to do it, or that they didn't have the or, you know, they just thought, no, this is wrong, we can't do it. She just wouldn't really drink anything. And then Azusa figured out that that's what they were trying to do, get her drunk. And then they just, after a while of failures, they just came out and asked, we want you to join the pageant because we don't want to. And if you join, then you'll win and you'll get the money for the club. But she wouldn't do it. She said no. Then later they're having some party where they're playing like strip rock, paper, scissors. And Azusa decides to go in and join them. They start playing and she beats them. And then she goes back to the table and she's talking to Chisa and is, you know, bringing up the pageant and is like, you know, you should probably consider joining. And after a little bit of coercing, she agreed. But she did have a condition. The only way she would join the pageant would be if they also did the pageant. So, because of those terms, they still got roped into doing the pageant. So yeah, they're not happy, but you know, they can't do nothing about it now. So I think this one's going to be the pageant. Maybe. So let's just get into this episode. There we go. Close out. Alright, so the video is going to be located over here. And the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.